everyone, welcome back to another episode of Evolve and Execute. I am Rajiv Bajaj, your startup coach and mentor, and we always explore careers, courage, and unconventional journeys. Today, unconventional journey we are going to talk to is Disha S. Daswani. She is a chartered accountant, and as you know, that this profession has always been close to the heart because I also started my journey in this profession, and because this conversation is all about stability, structure, and security this profession brings. For decades, the narrative was very clear. And that was that CA get into audit, corporate finance, consulting, and practice and build a stable 9 to 5 career. But something interesting is happening. We are now seeing chartered accountants stepping beyond the traditional path, becoming startup founders, creators, strategic advisors, and industry disruptors also. So, joining me today, someone who represents the shift, Disha is Daswani. Disha, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, yeah, Disha. So let's begin. Uh, by understanding when did you first realize that the traditional CA path may not be the only road meant for you?
So the journey started in 2020. It was the time of COVID. I was almost in the finals, and I had seen a failure. had seen a setback in my journey. So at that period of time, there were exams which were getting rescheduled. That was the only attempt where we our exam got rescheduled 4 times. Like in 4 months, we had seen the exams coming. So, and I had failed, and I was in a very state of despair, you can say, because I was not able to clear. Plus, due to COVID, the exams were getting shifted, and I had only three subjects to study. So I had 4 to 5 months for the three subjects. So during that lowest point of time, what I used to do was I used to vent out my thoughts in a diary or something. And then I thought, like, I had studied so much, I want to do something else. So then I started LinkedIn. I just thought I'll do some part-time job online or something, just to like ease my mind and everything. So the day I
Mhm.
joined LinkedIn, I initially thought maybe I'll do it part time or something. But the thing was, people were not giving jobs as that was COVID. So there was a money crunch everywhere. So there were like layoffs. So why would anyone hire me? Because I was left with one group and everything, and no one
Right.
wanted to give me study leave. So all these things happened. But then one thing I saw was content. There were people who were writing their thoughts, and slowly and steadily I got to know that okay, there is something called as content writing. We can do that on LinkedIn. You can get clients. There's personal branding and everything. So I just started venting out my thoughts, and I saw the response. People were loving what I was saying because I used to share my daily updates, some study updates, or whatever things are happening in my life, or any COVID updates, like everything I used to share on real time basis. So every day I used to write on LinkedIn, went out my thoughts, and that's how before I became a CA, I became a writer. So you and
Oh,
after
very
that,
good.
yeah, so that was a kind of turning point. So I got to know that okay, CAs are not just meant for traditional rules; they can do both the things. And you won't believe, after that attempt, like I became CA as well, and I was into writing also. So that's how it started.
Oh, very nice. So that moment of realization, was it a dissatisfaction, burnout, ambition, or simple curiosity? What led you to this change?
You can say a state of despair or burnout because I was already exhausted while studying, and I thought ki, and then I was very curious as well. So I wanted to do many things. So I just thought ki let's try content writing. So the first client that I got was to who told me to write some summary about a financial analysis or something. So I wrote that, and I got 200 rupees for that writing. So you
Mhm.
can say the burnout, and then I had the curiosity to explore into this field, and that gave me an edge to do content writing.
Perfect, perfect. And you did pivot very well. And how did family and peers react to this change? Because in India, becoming a CA is not just a qualification, it's a badge or a honor or a, something to carry with. So how did they react to it?
See, I initially started. My first job that I landed was at Infosys. So when I cleared my CA, I was already into writing. I had certain number of clients, and they were paying me well. Like I had like initially 2 to 3 months, you don't get that amount, but when you start getting that amount, you start getting that recognition, and then I landed at Infosys. So if you have a good work-life balance job and you are like having a good passionate career, so my family was very supportive because they knew that this gives me happiness. So after 9 to 5, I was not exhausted. I like the like happiness gave me to do more things. So I did it like sideways only, and currently also I'm doing it sideways only. But it gives me that sort of happiness and making me like seeing me happy. They are also happy. So yeah, they are very supportive towards it.
Perfect. That's very nice. We are now seeing a lot of CAs entering the startups, building personal brands, launching YouTube channels, becoming fintech influencers, even stepping into completely unrelated industry. So, what do you think this shift, why this shift is happening now?
Yeah, basically, see, everyone realizes it after having their 9 to 5. They don't know, like, I guess CA curriculum is such a way that they have installed each and every believes in you. Like, they have given us patience, they have given us the gift of hard work that we do. Patience, hard work, and doing multiple things because we are managing multiple subjects, managing articleship, managing studies, and everything together. So we all are multitasking. But the thing after a corporate job, one feels that something is left inside. No matter CA has given us a lot of things, but they've given us this basic foundation to do more things. And I feel there are people who are meant for doing other things as well apart from CA. But all the values that this course has given us has helped us to move out of the tradition, like from the traditional path into something unconventional. So yeah, maybe the corporate 9 to 5 is not meant for them. That realization happens after you go, you grind yourself, and then you have this potential inside you, which already the CA degree has given us. Because this degree has given us that confidence to do many things. So I feel
Yeah.
that this degree only allows us to move out of it and explore the unconventional paths as well.
Perfect. That sounds very good. So, is it fair to say that CA skill sets, analytical thinking, financial literacy, compliance understanding actually gives professionals an edge in entrepreneurship?
Yeah, definitely. Because we are aware about all the financial scenarios. We know how to explain the short financial things. Like there are various CAs who are finance influencers because we know the in and out of finance. We understand tax deeply. We know what problems, what solutions we can give it to people, and how we can explain them. And so there are many finance influencers who are very good at taxation. They come into the like they explain all the things on like 1 minute reel or 1 minute LinkedIn post. So they are trying to explore their own set of career into different ways. So it's all about how they are modeling themselves. Instead of doing the traditional jobs, they are explaining these things on a wider number of people, and they are gaining traction, and it helps both of them. Like the people also are able to understand the financial concepts or through the financial videos, because also they gain a trust because the CA is speaking, so he knows the subject very deeply, and people
Mhm.
have this trust, and we also get to explore our passion. So it's a win-win situation for both of us.
Oh, very good. I'm sure the all prospective CAs and existing chartered accountants and maybe other professionals like company secretaries and cost accountants also are watching. And this will give some inspiration to all the youngsters as well. So, do you feel that the traditional training ecosystem prepares CAs enough for innovation and risk taking?
Yeah, definitely. Because the whole curriculum is designed in such a way that we are prone to getting multiple doing multiple things at a time. Because CA is the only curriculum where you start doing articleship, and then you manage your studies. You manage like 6 to 9 there are classes, 9 to 6 there is office, and then again you have 6 to 9 again this classes. So your whole curriculum is designed in such a way that you get to know a lot of more things, and that whole curriculum helps us to evolve into different subjects. So I guess the whole practice is developed in our mind in such a way that we can do more things, because it gives us confidence, patience, and it also gives us knowledge to do more things. So I guess the whole
Right.
traditional ecosystem helps us to develop this.
Right, absolutely. I agree with you. What are some unconventional paths you are seeing more CAs explore today that would have sounded crazy 10 years ago?
Yeah. There was a travel influencer. I was like travel blogs, a CA who creates travel blogs. So that was something I was not very sure because it's a whole different kind of need. Me going into the path of content writing, something I can utilize my skill of like all the knowledge and everything. I just write up all the things. And there are finance influencers who speak about this. But a travel influencer who are CA and getting into travel blogs and everything was a kind of different arena which I have seen. And there's Vishaka Khandelwal, who is one of my favorite travel blogger. So she was working in a big four and then she started with the travel blogging. So we would never have imagined like a CA into travel blogging because we are always into our books. So we have no idea. We don't go
Yeah.
outside. But once we clear, we get that confidence and we try to do multiple things like travel vlogging. So that is kind of thing that I could have never imagined a CA could be doing that.
Right. Let's get more practical. Many professionals stay in job not because they love them, but because of the stability of the job. So, if someone is considering leaving their 9 to 5, how should they plan this transition responsibly?
Yeah. First of all, you give your so much hard work into a course, and then every month end you get a credit in your bank account. That really feels good. But if you have to explore unconventional paths, I really must say that you should plan it sidewise because I am also I am also one who did not take that potential amount of risk. So if someone I would love to advise is you can start it sidewise. You can practice it on weekends or after office because if you love something, you will definitely take time out of it. And initially, you can start it sideways. And then, if you realize, okay, I have the 6 months or 12 months ka emergency or savings fund for your family because everyone has responsibilities and everyone wants to be financially stable. So, if you have that bandwidth of having the emergency secured funds up to 12 months, you can take a risk of quitting your 9 to 5 and then going to full time unconventional paths. So, but if you start it sideways, you will realize the potential. Okay, this much I can make in a month, and then you can move further accordingly.
I agree with you. Having it sideways and making sure your financial stability is important. But how
Yeah.
important is having that financial runway? Because saving that can sustain you 6 to 12 months. What do you do after 12 months?
Yeah, see, that all depends on like how because see, I also feel that it's amount of hard work that you put into a certain thing. So there are many people who do that passionate journey. They do YouTube, LinkedIn, and everything. And at a point, if they realize, okay, this is going well, because sometimes what happens is there are many creators who started on they have call like they left their 9 to 5, they joined YouTube, but then it was not working for them. But it's okay. There are like uncertain things that are happening in your life, so we always have that backup plan. We must have that we can okay shift into job again because we have that confidence in us. We have cracked a course which has given us confidence. So if certain amount of gap is there, if your passionate career doesn't work out, then you can always go to your jobs. But I feel if you put that hard work that we put in a CA course, if you put that in our passionate journey, so I guess it really things work out at the end.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about hard work. It is all about self-confidence,
Yeah.
which leads to this. So, what are the common mistakes professionals make when pivoting? I guess for you.
Yeah. So the common mistakes, I feel that sometimes they are so frustrated out of the 9 to 5, which is actually not 9 to 5, becomes 9 to 9, late night workings, and everything. They leave their job without any secured fund or emergency fund, and they explore. They don't start it sideways. They jump into that career because they're so exhausted. So I really feel when someone is shifting or changing their career path, one must take it sideways and then go into full time. The wise decision
Yeah.
would be that you don't jump directly, have certain like do certain analysis ki, okay, what if this doesn't work out, is it okay for you, or like one if one is thinking to like you can say resigning from the job, they must have that bandwidth, plus they should try about these things in the initial stage sidewise. So that is my like wise decision. If you are very sure of quitting your job, make a certain amount of money sideways and then only think of shifting your entire career path.
Very nice. So, in today's world, how important is personal branding, LinkedIn content creation, visibility? So, how this is important?
See, the quote that is network is your net worth is absolutely true. And being a chartered accountant, I also feel that if you have a good network of people around you, you are definitely having a high net worth. So if personal branding, LinkedIn content creation, and everything is related to it, because the more we are visible, because it all depends on, because if we are more visible, there will be people coming us for advices or for any task or anything the help they need from us. So if we think that we have to be more visible, we need to have a good personal branding. So I have like what I personally do is I have a good LinkedIn like page where I share my thoughts, and there are good network of people whom I can rely on. For example, if I don't want to do my traditional career path, I would definitely switch on to people from the different niches. But if I have a good profile, if I maintain a good personal branding profile, then people will definitely try to help me more. So it all depends how you design yourself as a like professional on LinkedIn or on different pages. So that's why I have started like initially started with 4,000 something. Initially started with 4 followers. Then I am around 20,000 plus followers I do have on LinkedIn. So it's very
Mhm.
important because due to that only I'm getting LinkedIn clients. I get different opportunities. I get to mentor people around the same community. And now I get leads from finance influencer. There are people who want to make, like there are like people on various CA firms who want to make their blogs or articles written from me. So I had maintained a good personal branding profile, due to which I am getting such opportunities.
Oh, very nice. Your network is your net worth. Even I have close to 30,000 followers now, so it makes a lot of sense.
Congratulations.
So for many CAs, their identity becomes their degree, you know. So how does one detach from this label of, I am a CA and rediscover beyond that? You know, what is your take on this?
Detaching yourself is important because, first of all, I was considering my example. I am like I mentioned before, I became a CA, I became a writer. So I already had this thought that okay, if I become a CA, I still continue as a content writer, because it's very important to detach yourself from certain thing to go into another thing, to focus better on it. Like if I understand, okay, I'm a CA, I know everything, but it's not. If you're in a totally different field, you need to learn the basic of that field. So you can believe me that if I start like I was a CA, I could have demanded, okay, I'm a CA, I could have demanded more money because I would write better and everything. But no, I started, you can say, with very less amount. Like I started with 0.20 per word kind of money to write the financial blogs. Because no matter I know finances, I am a CA, I could have mentioned that. But to have started altogether a new journey, so I need certain kind of clarity in that. So I detached myself. I started from scratch, and then after that, I pivoted into a very different zone. Like I'm a CA, but I can proudly say I'm a CA plus a content writer. So that shift is needed.
That's That is very good. So, do you believe quitting that CA role is always necessary, or unconventional growth can happen even within the structured roles we have? So, how you can carry both the things together?
See, quitting is a personal choice because there are many people who believe that if they quit, they can focus better on other role. But for me, I would require to be in my role, the core finance role that I am into, and sidewise I have weekends. If you have a good work life balance, you can do multiple things. And there are many people who try to have that job and try to be like a financial advisor or having that freelance finance clients, so they can do both ways. So if it's all upon a personal choice whether to quit and do, or whether to like continue both sides. So it's definitely a personal choice.
Very nice. Do you think the next generation will see CA as a launch pad rather than a lifetime box, and getting stuck with that accounting and auditing all the time? So, how do you look at it?
Say clearly see that the current generation is into like AI and everything. So definitely a lot of work is getting streamlined. A lot of work is getting faster. So you can say that there are many people who like the current generation is like they don't want to be stuck at old traditional law. They want to explore more and more. So they can definitely have both things like explore, like if they're stuck, there are many different kind of roles, financial analyst, and different kind of roles that are coming up for a chartered accountant. So yeah, they can definitely explore that, because we have AI, we can do multiple things now.
Yeah. Yeah. AI India is having that hosting that AI summit also, where
Yes,
lots of
yes.
people are coming, a lot of prime ministers and presidents of the countries are also joining in. So it's a revolution we are looking into. Okay, coming back to the core questions, what industries today are more open to second career as a chartered accountant, apart from writing and all?
For chartered accountant, there are FP&A role, there are management accountants, there are management analysts. So there are very different kind of roles that a chartered accountant normally used to do. Not with core accounting, they are into financial analysis, business strategic decision. They are into various different kind of roles. Like FP&A role is something that they have an entire bird eye view of the entire business. So they're just not doing accounting. They are into things like analysis, decision making. So yeah, they can explore different field, investment banking and everything. They are kind of different lucrative roles one can look into.
Very nice. So, Disha, we have come to a very interesting conversation part of our this episode, which is a rapid fire round, where I'll ask you specific questions and maybe you have to answer in one-liners. So, one myth about quitting a 9 to 5 job,
That you cannot go into the traditional roles again, like after quitting it.
right? Corporate job or entrepreneurship, which builds character faster.
I guess corporate job.
Biggest fear you had before pivoting.
Sorry?
Biggest fear you had before pivoting.
Yes. That patience gets developed because we are going to a different career path. So that fear helps us to like sail to the entrepreneurship journey as well.
All right. So any particular fear you had in mind before doing that, or that was my
Stability
question?
was, yeah, stability was the thing that we always have a fear. Like, what if month end we don't have that credit? How will we manage all the expenses and everything? So that stability
Right.
ka fear we had.
Right. One unconventional career path more CA should explore.
I guess YouTube because like already they are exploring, but like it is something that you can start with and it can grow well.
Yeah. Stability or freedom? Which one you
I guess
choose?
freedom. Freedom.
If you are starting again at 22, what would you do differently?
If I was to start at 22, I would have told my younger self that it's okay to fail. It's okay to feel lost because when I was during in my CA journey, I had failed. So I was a ranker in my school time, and then seeing a failure had hit my rock bottom. So everyone around was asking how this girl can fail. She used to score rank and everything. So that was a very difficult period for me. I got to know okay, I had a rank, but I had failed. So that was a big dilemma in my mind. Ki how can I fail? So it's okay to fail because after failures, the amount of hard work you put in, the amount of thing you go by, the patience and everything. So that helps you to like become better in life. Because it's not like everyone will always see success. There are down points in everyone's life because it's all about life. In life you will see down points, you will see good success and everything, but it's struggle ke baad wala success is totally different feeling. So I
Right.
would
One
definitely
advice.
advise, yeah, my younger
Yeah.
self
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
be it's okay to fail.
All right. All right. Good. One advice to a CA stuck in a job they dislike.
See, if the job they dislike, there was always an option to quit. But I guess mental peace is more important because we have seen various cases. Anna Sebastian case in EY that we have seen very people who are losing their life. I guess no degree or nothing is more important than your health. So
Yeah.
it's very important that if you are stuck in a job and you really want to come out of it, you please resign and just take care of yourself because you have that degree, you will get jobs later on, you can do your things of passion. But don't risk your life. That is an ultimate blessing. So if you really don't want like that job, everything is better than the this like peace is definitely important.
Very nice. So, I think we had an interesting conversation, and if there's one insight from today's conversation, it is that your degree is just your foundation and not your prison. Degree is like a passport, I always say. So, the real power of being a CA isn't just compliance or audit, it's the strategic thinking, financial intelligence, and ability to understand business at its core. So, in today's world, that skill set can open doors far beyond the traditional 9 to 5. So, we can always explore more. Any last message you would like to give to our audience today, to especially to the youngsters as well as the others, senior chartered accountants?
Yeah. So I would have this in two ways. To the younger like who are yet to become CA, I would advise ki okay, go work hard and everything. You will have this degree and everything. So the amount of hard work that you need to put to a degree is very important. But if you are not able to do it, you are losing your self confidence. Take a break, or like have certain pause moments because you're already hustling this much. Because there are many people who really feel that they are stuck at some point of time that they are not able to move ahead. So if you are, yeah, like there are many people who are like they don't want to do this course and they get feel stuck in life, but it's important to move ahead. So if they are losing themselves, it's better to change your mindset, take a break, and then again start with the degree. So you always, I would advise that hard work is important, but your health is important as well. And to the freshly CAs, like you are like good in your job and everything, but if you're certain thing that is lacking in your heart, like I want to do this as well, unconventional path that you want to try out, please try it out, because if it gives you happiness, you can make it full time also. It's not necessary that you have to struggle with your job even if you're not happy. You can try out different things. No one will say, okay, CA किया है तो you can't do another thing. CA किया है इसलिए हम दूसरी चीजें कर पाएंगे, because that confidence has this degree has given us. You won't believe that I was a very introvert person. I was not at all confident. So after this CA degree, I became more confident. I started appearing for interviews more confidently. I started coming on different podcasts and different shows. So that was all due to a degree. So this degree has given us such so many things that I'm always grateful. So yeah, you can always achieve success in unconventional paths as well.
Thank you, Disha, for sharing your journey so honestly. To everyone listening today, whether you are a CA, a founder, or a professional contemplating change, remember reinvention is not a risk, stagnation is. So you must step out of your comfort zone and try and expand your role. And the sky is the limit if you are doing that. So this is CS Rajiv Bajaj signing off today. See you in the next episode. Thank you very much, Disha, once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.